Welcome back to SportsLine, everybody. John Burton here with Justin Bradford from Penalty Box Radio and the author of Nashville Predators, The Making of Smashville, available at pretty much anywhere you can buy books, right?
Anywhere. Amazon is probably the most popular one, especially those of you that have Prime.
Yes, exactly. And the book was released on October 26th, you were telling me?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and it's doing really well from what I understand.
It has been. It had a few appearances, signings, and the thing that I'm really proud of is I was able to get Pete Weber, the voice of Nashville Predators,
Webby,
as the forward writer for it, and also great interviews. As anyone who's ever met Pete Weber, he tells amazing stories.
Well, Webby and I actually go way back to when I lived and worked in Buffalo, and he was in the summer he was the voice of the Buffalo Bisons AAA baseball team, and he was of course the radio voice for a long time of the Buffalo Sabres. And then we found out he was moving here. We were like, you're moving to Nashville to call hockey? Really? Webby's a great guy. He's one of the all-time best, and I'm sure we'll see him this weekend smiling from ear to ear. I mean, this guy's such a passion not only for hockey but for the city as well. So a lot of us are taking a lot of pride in the All-Star Game being here this weekend. What does it mean for you? I mean, coming from where you came from, a Michigan guy that moved here and decided, hey, I'm gonna help do my part to make Nashville a hockey town. Now you got the NHL All-Star Game coming here this weekend. You got to be beaming with pride.
I am, and really because it's the culmination of all the hard work that went in the mid '90s and the early 2000s in building this team, building the community of hockey here, and it just feels like it's proud to be a citizen of Tennessee in this area because it shows how hockey's grown. We're seeing what downtown Nashville's transforming into with outdoor rink, stages, and everything. It's going to be a big party, and that's what you want.
If there's one thing that Nashville knows how to do, folks, is party.
Yes.
How do I know? Trust me, I just know. But anytime you have a big event like that, you know that they're going to do it up big. Like you said, the country music stars are going to be out performing, and there's going to be outdoor stages. The weather's supposed to be beautiful this weekend. I mean, it's all coming together, really, isn't it?
No one would believe there was a snowstorm last weekend, especially out-of-town media and fans are coming in there. They're going to go, you had 8 inches of snow last weekend. It's in the 60s. What are you talking about? But that's what I think is going to be great because it's perfect weather for all these outdoor activities are going to happen, especially with the Winter Park and Music City Center all being full of so many fan activities. I mean, there's a Velveeta cheese fountain. So that's
I'm in.
I'm totally in.
Count me in. I'm
coming
coming with a whole bag of Ritz crackers, and we're gonna go to town, folks.
But the fan experience is going to be something like no other, especially because it's so difficult to get tickets in a different city because their season ticket holders get priority, obviously, just like here.
Sure.
And so it's different. It's difficult to go experience that. So here, the fan experience at the Fan Fair at Music City Center, from virtual reality to things that you only can get at the Hall of Fame, and having been to the Hall of Fame a year and a half ago, it is awesome. And so being able to shoot on virtual reality goalies or take shots as a goalie, having foam puck shoot at you to see what your reaction speed is like, it is absolutely phenomenal. Plus all the trophies, and that's the thing is the historical background of all these different hockey trophies. It's like no other in sport. You don't have a new one every year. You have the same trophy that is passed down from team to team or person to person. All are going to be on display at this event. So if the history buff is in there for anybody that just loves sports, whether it's hockey or not, you want to go see these trophies because you think of the people in sports that have touched these trophies or held it over their head.
Oh my goodness! I mean, some of the greatest athletes of all time. I mean, Mario Lemieux touched that cup. Sidney Crosby, Wayne Gretzky. I mean, Mark Messier. The list goes on and on and on and on. Hopefully, we can bring a cup here to Nashville in the not too distant future. I mean, and plus, for the folks that are lucky enough to have a ticket to the skills competition Saturday night and the game itself. You see these guys on TV. You see Crosby, Ovechkin, Patrick Kane, whoever it is, whoever the stars in the NHL. You see them on TV every night or see them on highlights. To see these guys up close and personal and see, first of all, how big they are. Okay, they're a lot bigger than people think, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Number two, just how skilled they are, how fast they can skate, how hard they can shoot. I mean, we see Shea Weber slap shot every night, but, there's going to be a lot of people that see him, perform for the first time. I mean, it's just a great experience for the fans.
It makes me feel like so little when talking to them, but not just as a rec hockey league player for the Mighty Drunks at Fordyce Center. Just had to give that shout out there.
Yeah.
But
what's up, guys?
It makes me feel so bad at hockey, seeing what they're able to do flawlessly. And that's where you have the best players, John Scott included, coming to the All-Star game here, but they're going to put on a show, and that's what it's all about. It's about fun. The All-Star game is about the fans. It's about giving these fans a reward for being hockey fans, to be in the city, to be in Nashville, and that's exactly what it's about. Yeah, the format's going to be different, the 3-on-3 format, but again, it's about entertainment for the fans. It's not they're not playing 100% all the time out there, but that's why it's for entertainment. They're going to have fun with it. You see, especially in the skills competition during the shootout, what lengths players will go to impress the fans, entertain them. That's what I'm looking forward to, just as a hockey fan in general, but also even as a media member, to be able to talk to these guys about what inspired them to put on a cape and big sunglasses, or to get little kids out there performing it with them, or like Ryan Johansson did in Columbus, getting a kid to help him. And then you have Jakub Voracek, who went out and got a different player, Johnny Gaudreau, acting like a little kid.
Yeah.
So it's about antics, and that's what's so fun about this, is about the antics of the All-Star Game, these players, what they're going to go through to entertain the fans. Because believe it or not, these guys have personalities. You may not see it on camera all the time,
right,
but you put them in the right limelight, they're going to entertain people.
And I was going to mention that because, the NHL, I know they've tried different methods to bring out, like you said, the personality of this. But there's some characters in the National Hockey League. I've covered the Buffalo Sabres. I've covered the Pittsburgh Penguins for over a decade, and now I cover the Nashville Predators, as you do, and you know as well as I do. I mean, there are some characters inside an NHL locker room. We don't always get to see that, but now Saturday night in the skills competition, as you said, you'll see antics, you'll see little skits, you'll see guys just letting their hair down, having fun, knowing, hey, this is our chance to have fun, entertain the fans, right?
It really is, especially I'll never forget Alex Ovechkin basically trying to be the last pick in the fantasy draft because he wanted the car. And it ended up they had 2 cars because he was going to donate it to charity. So, and that's the thing too, is these guys, it shows not just their personality, but shows how much they value their community as well, and the people that they're involved with. And that's what I love about the hockey communities, because it's so giving. And that's what you see in the All-Star Game, is most of these players will probably donate their bonus to charity, or they'll get really involved with it. And that's what we're going to see this weekend as well. Is there's lots of things that the Predators are partnering with the NHL and other players with to open up things for the youth and for the community. A big partnership happened a few months ago where they announced it, to where they're going. The NHL gave a huge grant to the Nashville area to promote growth of hockey, not just ice but street hockey as well. It's a way to get kids out playing again, to be active, and that's what's really important. Because something I've always prided myself on is saying that hockey is not something that's just for Northerners or for Canadians or for just Michiganders or people like that. But there are hockey players everywhere in this world. They just have to discover the game. There could be major hockey players in Brazil. We may not know it, but if they're a good athlete and they're introduced to this game at a young age, they could be absolute stars. So that's what's so important about building this game, and so important about this event being in the quote-unquote non-traditional area of Nashville, is that it's going to help grow this game, as they've done with Ford Ice Center. You see there, it's a very diverse area.
Oh, they've done wonders with that. The Ford Ice Center, I think, is just outstanding. What a great facility. I've only been there a couple times, but I've been super impressed. All right, new format this year, 3-on-3. Tell us about that for those that may not be familiar with it, and what can we expect on Sunday at the All-Star Game?
Goals. lots.
Remember what Pekka Rinne told us?
Yes.
I can't repeat it on TV.
Repeat it, but that's the goals, and that's what they want. That's what gets entertaining. That's what surprises the fans, and that's what the fans love, is seeing goals scored, especially in the All-Star Game. I'm expecting a final score somewhere in the 20s.
Wow.
Because the goalies, it's not for the goalies. This is for the goal scorers. That's why defensemen are going to score. And 3-on-3, it opens up so much ice that there's going to be so many breakaways that I think you're going to see lots of fun be had with that format, because so much open ice. You're going to have guys cherry picking, and especially since the game doesn't count or matter, they're going to try things, and that's what's going to be fun and entertaining to watch, is just seeing guys flying around. So it should be pretty fast, pretty fun, especially with all these high-skilled guys. You're going to see them moving the puck around like nothing else, and it should be pretty amazing. I can't wait to see all the GIFs that show up on Twitter just from all the moves these players are going to try. But that's what you can expect. Lots of scoring, lots of goals, and goalies probably giving up pretty early. Yeah. We spoke to Pekka Rinne when he was announced that he would be involved in the All-Star Game, and put it this way, again, we can't repeat what he said, what he expects, but he expects to see a lot of pucks come his way, correct? Lots of pucks. Hopefully he'll stop plenty, because he's been in all-star form here of late, too.
Yes, he has.
So that's even better, is try to get that confidence. So hopefully the All-Star Game doesn't ruin his confidence too much in stopping the puck, but that's what's going to happen. That's what you expect to see. You don't want your goalie to go 100% either in the All-Star Game. You don't want them to get injured or anything, but that's to be expected, to have a lot of fun out there and lots of goals.
I've always respected the NHL. My favorite brand of hockey has always been Olympic hockey. It's played on a bigger sheet of ice. There's less penalties. There's less fighting. The battle level and the skill level is amazing. Would you say 3-on-3 is maybe more similar to what we would see in the Olympics, or is that stretching it a bit far?
I think it might be stretching it, and that's just because you have so fewer players on the ice. It's tough to do that. It would be interesting to see if they ever did want to try.
I'm just saying in terms of like just having more space to work.
More space to work, yes, especially because having less players too is less players to have to defend and worry about. So you're always going to have that one player that's just going to be hanging around the blue line, waiting to get that breakaway puck. So in essence of the speed of the game, it's probably going to speed it up a lot. But sometimes it seems on TV with Olympic-style hockey or world-style hockey like that, it slows down just because the sheet's so big, even though they're flying. So in person, it's going to seem faster. On TV, it may seem a little bit slower because they're waiting for the perfect opportunity to do that. And that's what we've seen in overtime so much, is trying to create different plays, and why the Predators have sometimes suffered in overtime, because you don't necessarily have the highest skilled guys compared to some other teams putting a first line out there that can absolutely fly. Predators are more of a balanced type of team.
Predators, of course, have 3 All-Stars: Pekka Rinne, the goaltender, Roman Josi, the defenseman, and, of course, Shea Weber, who always seems to go to this thing. We'll talk about that and what we can expect from our trio of Nashville Predators this weekend. And we're going to talk more about the book, Nashville Predators, The Making of Smashville, written by this guy right here, Justin Bradford, plus your phone calls. Stay with us. We're back right after this.